Today we're discussing the dangers of picking up hitchhikers, this 1986 movie called The Hitcher, starring Rutger Hauer and C. Thomas Howell, will show you. Please like, share, and subscribe to Where in the World is Frank and Gina, and stay safe. Viewer discretion is advised. The movie starts off with a flicker of a match. While transporting a car from Chicago to San Diego, Jim Halsey, played by C. Thomas Howell, is struggling to stay awake by smoking cigarettes. The road that he's traveling on is a very desolate road. As our protagonist, Jim, continues to try and stay awake, but as the night continues, he finds it more and more difficult. As Jim struggles to stay awake in the rain, he starts to fade in and out, eventually almost being hit head-on by a semi-truck. And as he's traveling down the road, he thinks he sees something in the distance, or sees someone. Jim has no idea that our antagonist, John Ryder, played by Rutger Hauer, is not a good person, to say the least.
My mother told me never to do this. Bless you. My name's Jim Halsey.
John Ryder.
So you want me to drop you off somewhere?
I'm getting your car wet.
Oh, this isn't my car. It's a drive-away. The guy who owns it's in San Diego. So where you headed?
You got a smoke?
Yeah, sure. You gonna tell me where you're going?
Yeah, sure.
At this point, Jim is starting to feel a little bit uneasy with his new passenger.
What are you looking at me like that for?
Just looking.
As Jim continues to drive on the desolate road, the passenger does this.
What are you doing? What'd you do that for? I asked you a question.
Scare you?
John Ryder continues to toy with Jim.
Look, I think you better get out now. The ride's over. Goodbye.
I'm gonna sit here. You're gonna drive. Excuse me.
What was the matter with that car back there?
Why?
Just thought I saw something, that's all.
I ran out of gas.
So you need a gas station?
Would help.
Okay.
At this point, John Ryder is establishing psychological control over his victim.
Gas stations have cigarettes.
What about gas?
I don't need gas.
What do you want? What's so funny?
That's what the other guy said.
Who's the other guy?
The guy who was driving that car back there. The guy who picked me up before you did.
Was that him in the car?
Yeah, I'm sure it was. Couldn't have walked very far.
Why is that?
Because I cut off his legs. And his arms. And his head. And I'm gonna do the same to you.
As a horrified Jim speeds through a construction site, they come upon a crew.
Don't.
What part of Illinois are you from?
What?
Your license plate.
Tell the man.
Chicago.
As Ryder forces him
Say
to
what?
continue on the journey without notifying any authorities, Jim is simply terrified beyond belief.
I don't know if I can say that.
Sure you can. Repeat after me.
I
Want.
What?
Just as Jim is about to answer, he sees the door ajar sign on the passenger side, meaning the passenger door is not completely closed, and he reacts.
I don't want to die!
After pushing Ryder out of the vehicle, Jim adjusts his mirror and checks his body. In relief, he realizes he's not harmed.
Yeah! 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 Fuck you, buddy!
However, neither is John Ryder. John Ryder is a meticulous serial killer. Little does Jim know, Ryder has already been committing crimes on this highway. Jim just happened to be in the wrong place at the right time. As the rain stops and the sun comes up, Jim experiences a sense of temporary security as he drives along the highway. As Jim continues to drive down the desolate road, he gathers himself after recuperating from what just happened. He has a refreshing feeling when he sees a family approaching. A husband, a wife, and a child. Jim is overwhelmed with joy after what he's just gone through. When he decides to gain speed, he goes around the vehicle. He looks at the little girl who's waving at him. But right beside her is John Ryder. The young man tries to speed around the vehicle to warn the parents that they have a serial killer in the car with them. However, they don't seem to understand or think he's crazy, as he's trying to yell at them and tell them to pull over and get this guy out of your vehicle. John Ryder, still toying with Jim, simulates a toy gun action with the little girl. And just at the last minute, a bus sideswipes Jim, forcing him off the road. As Jim gathers himself and regroups, he knows he has to continue and try and warn the family. Meanwhile, the bus driver attempts to stop Jim from leaving. As Jim Halsey continues on his ill-fated mission, he eventually comes across an abandoned car on the side of the road. His stomach sinks because it's the same station wagon that the family was traveling in. As Jim Halsey walks towards the vehicle, he is not prepared for what he's about to see. The wrath of John Ryder. After gathering himself, Jim drives through dusty terrain until eventually reaching what he thinks is an abandoned warehouse. Jim Halsey attempts to make a phone call. With the phone call not working, Jim decides to head back out, but John Ryder is never too far away from him. As Ryder leaves, Jim hesitantly picks up his keys. The performances by Rutger Hauer and C. Howell Thomas are amazing. As Jim rounds the corner, he sees a glimpse of Ryder attempting to hijack another victim. He notices in horror that John Ryder is also been in the building and is actually hitching a ride with another vehicle. As he tries to stop the driver, it's too late. As Jim continues driving down the desolate road while drinking water, he experiences a sense of serenity until this happens. John Ryder is now using the pickup truck that gave him a ride just a few moments earlier. Jim is in trouble. As Jim Halsey comes to a slow stop with his damaged vehicle, he now realizes the gravity of the situation that he's in. John Ryder simply won't stop. He continues to torment him. As Jim continues driving, he finally reaches a gas station and pulls over. Just as the young man is looking for help, no one answers. So he goes back outside to see if he can find someone. As soon as he does, this happens. As John Ryder comes bursting out of the garage, he comes straight for Jim and stops just shy of him. With his relentless toying of the young man, he pulls out a match, lights it. As the gas is pouring out in the gas station, Jim races to his vehicle, frantically trying to get to his vehicle to take off. Ryder lights the match and drops it. Ryder then throws the match on the ground, igniting the ground below, and the entire gas station is about to go up in a few seconds. Jim has merely seconds to get away. As Jim continues to drive, the scene now switches to a bus and a character named Nash, played by Jennifer Jason Leigh. You see, Nash works at the diner, so as she comes in for work, she has an interaction with Jim eventually.
Hello, police? My name's Jim Halsey. I know who killed those people that... Well, I picked this guy up hitchhiking, and that same guy blew up that gas station. Jim Halsey. Halsey. I'm at the Longhorn restaurant. It's right off of... You do?
As Jim
Yes,
finishes
sir.
discussing the issue
Yes, sir,
with
I'm
the
going.
sheriff, mounting suspicion grows around him due to circumstantial evidence left by Ryder.
Jesus.
As Jim and Nash get to know one another, she feeds him a bucket of fries. But as he's eating, he notices a severed finger, courtesy of John Ryder. And as he jumps up in disgust, he runs outside vomiting. Just then, police officers arrive, thinking that he's the suspect.
Stand where you are! Put your hands in the air, get down on the ground! Wait a minute, he's in there! He's in there! Get your ass on the cement or we open fire! I'm not gonna tell you again!
The officers then move in to arrest Jim. As Jim is wrestled back to the police vehicle, he tries to tell them that he's innocent. There's a serial killer. Someone else is doing the murders. They don't believe him.
Jesus. Oh my God. He put that there. He put that there.
As Nash hears what's going on outside, she comes and confronts the officers and asks them what has he done. They don't buy his story and they tell her to mind her own business. Jim is then brought to the police station where he's questioned further, not believed, and locked up.
I don't remember. But I know the number to the drive-away company. Why don't you call them?
Well, hell, son, you better start calling somebody, 'cause you're in deep shit.
It's 312-399-2090. I know the number so well because I called them so many times. I was on their waiting list for a month. I wanted a car going to California. That's why it took so long.
Thank you for calling Midwest Driveway. Our Chicago office hours are 9 to 5, Monday through Friday. Closed Saturday and Sunday.
Well, now what are we gonna do? You got one more call.
Call my brother, for God's sakes. He'll be home. It's 312-905-9044.
As the officers attempt to validate Jim's story, they're unable to reach anyone. The next morning, Jim awakens to an eerie sight. The jail cell door has been opened, and he hears no sounds coming from within the jail. He decides to investigate. Once Jim leaves his cell, he's able to maneuver through the police station freely, but he wonders, where are the other officers? As Jim continues through the corridors, as our protagonist is thrilled at the idea that he's free, he investigates the police station. In doing so, he finds several clues that lead to his suspicion of a violent struggle. He comes to an empty cell that appears to be bloodstained. As he's walking towards the front of the police station, he sees a stray canine, one of the police officers, walk through the hallway, glance at him, and continue onward somewhere else. What Jim sees next is horrific. All of the officers have been executed. As Jim escapes the officers,
I said, don't tell him
eventually
anything.
he rounds back and takes them hostage. He has to show someone that he's telling the truth.
This is one of your cars, and we have been hijacked by suspect. He wishes to speak to Captain Estridge directly, over.
Estridge 1011, we'll try to locate. Stand by. 10-12 El Paso, clear. This is Captain Estridge. Do you read, over?
Captain, this is Jim Halsey. You gotta listen to me, Captain. I swear I didn't kill those people. I got set up and framed by this guy who picked up hitchhiking.
What do you suggest we do, son?
Come on, man, you tell me.
Why don't you stop things right now? You can just let my men go and give yourself up.
I don't have any identification. I don't have anybody to call for you to check me out.
Are you willing to lay down your arms and surrender? I promise you I'll do everything in my power to see to it that you're treated fairly.
As Jim talks to the captain, John Ryder appears.
I'm putting my trust in you, Captain. Take us in.
At this point, Jim Halsey actually contemplates suicide. However, he changes his mind. Jim once again gathers himself. He knows he must continue on. And after some time, he stumbles across a coffee shop.
Nothing happened. I need some coffee.
It's brewing.
Bring it to me at one of the booths.
You okay, kid?
No.
As Jim Halsey relaxes, he receives an unexpected visitor.
How do you like Shitsville?
Don't you move. You stay seated right where you are, or I'll blow your brains through your ass.
The gun is empty.
Yeah? Yeah?
You never checked it, did you?
So help me, I'll blow you in half.
All right. Squeeze the trigger.
I will. Oh, I will.
Because you can sure as shit bet I'm gonna squeeze mine.
Why are you doing this to me?
You're a smart kid. You'll figure it out.
John Ryder continues to psychologically torment this man. Eventually, Jim sees a bus arriving. It may be a way out. Once the shop owner comes back out, Jim composes himself.
This morning, this guy tried to kill me. He's been following me
At
ever
this
since.
point, Jim runs into Nash
I don't know why.
and tells her that he has to go and catches that bus.
Do you believe
Nash
me?
eventually decides she's gonna go with him.
Sure. Yeah.
No, you don't. I wouldn't either. Let's go sit down.
As they're discussing their next options, Jim and Nash don't realize that a police officer has pulled the bus over. Jim attempts to calm Nash and eventually walks outside to try and explain things to the officers. What Jim doesn't know is these two officers were friends of the deceased officers that were chasing earlier. And although he had nothing to do with it, they think he's the suspect.
All right, step down.
Turn myself in.
Get out from behind the door. Step away from the bus. Get down. Move. Move your ass now.
Giving up, and I'm not guilty.
You just wasted 2 of my friends.
You spit on my wrist.
What?
I said you spit on my wrist. Wipe it off.
You can see I'm unarmed.
Wipe it off. Come on, Lyle, go easy. Shut up! I'm just getting back to the station. I said shut up! Wipe it off!
Put the gun down.
God damn you.
Drop your guns! Don't turn around! Just drop. I can't believe you were gonna do what you were gonna do.
Don't you know who he is?
You got the wrong man, Lyle.
Like hell we do. Now just settle down and
Don't come any closer.
hand me that gun.
Just empty him. You're in enough trouble already.
You just threw your life down the toilet.
When the truth comes down, I'll be just fine. I'm taking to the sheriff's office in Riley. You stay
As
put.
Jim and Nash escape the execution of Jim by the sheriff's deputy, they get into one of the vehicles and take off and continue. Little did any of them know, John Ryder has been watching everything happen from a distance. As the young couple continues speeding off driving down the freeway, they notice in their rearview mirror that they're being chased.
Do you know how to use the radio?
Look, I better let
As
you
they
out.
continue,
No, if
the
you get out of the
officers
car
are
with your
gaining
girl,
on them fast.
We talked to them by radio.
Yeah, what are you gonna say?
Say that we're gonna turn ourselves in.
10-4, Diamond 221. Stand by,
Jim instructs Nash to prepare for the worst and strap on. Nash attempts to call other jurisdictions to report what's going on and to speak with the officers that are on the chase. However, no one's listening. They all want Jim.
We are turning ourselves in. Can you read me? We just want to turn ourselves in. Do you read me? Hello?
Jim attempts to floor it. However, his vehicle is no match for the performance of the officers' vehicles, and they catch up to him quickly.
Get the gun! Use it!
No, I'm not going to shoot anybody.
Aim for the tire!
No!
They're gonna kill us! Use it! Use it! No!
Jim Halsey is driving for their lives.
Jesus Christ, use the gun! Shoot back!
drop the gun.
You what?
Are you okay?
Jim carefully maneuvers around the mayhem and continues on his mission. As Jim and Nash evade capture by the police, they have no clue what they're about to encounter next. The pair is now being chased by a police helicopter, who circles around and comes up behind them. The showdown intensifies as Jim tries to get the car to go faster. However, he can't outrun a helicopter. And eventually, it opens fire. Determined to avenge the death of their brothers in blue, the police helicopter turns around and gives chase again. Just when you think the police are about to catch their man, John Ryder appears. As the turmoil dies down, Jim and Nash realize that John Ryder is relentless and is not going to stop. The vehicle eventually fails them, and they have to continue on foot. Eventually finding a motel where they can hole up and get cleaned up.
Nash.
As Nash is getting some well-deserved rest, Jim decides to go and clean up. The man has been through hell and high water. As the night progresses, Nash continues to sleep as Jim cleans up. As the night rumbles on, you hear truck drivers coming and going throughout the motel parking lot. In the room, the camera pans upwards as Jim is showering. A silhouette of John Ryder appears in the room. As Ryder rolls over next to Nash, the man is a complete psychopath. As Nash awakens from Ryder's touches, thinking it's Jim, she realizes it's not Jim, but it's too late.
The Apostle Paul taught us to look within ourselves with the very spirit of faith.
Nash.
We must look to nature with a spirit to replenish daily. I'm Reverend Hollis Maxwell, inviting you to visit a church this Sunday.
Nash!
This is Channel 3, KCIK Television in Famous, Texas, licensed by the FCC in Washington, D.C., ending its broadcast day.
Nash!
We invite you to join us tomorrow at 6 a.m.
As Jim exits the bathroom, his heart sinks. He knows something's wrong. As he kicks the door open, Nash is nowhere to be found. John Ryder has taken his sadistic behavior to a whole new level. And Jim's about to find out. As Jim sees police lights and vehicles zooming by, he knows something is extremely wrong. Eventually running into the police captain who he'd been corresponding with, they now believe him. The actor, Jeffrey DeMund,
I'm Captain
played this part.
Spoke on the radio. Where is she? You come on along with us now. We're going to need your help.
What Jim doesn't know is that John Ryder has Nash tied in between the bumpers of two semis.
Why don't you do something? Fucking do something! We can't! Hold it! Do something!
If we shoot him, his foot is going to come off that clutch and that truck is going to roll. Now you get in there and you see what you can do.
She's sweet.
The gun is loaded. Go for it. Go ahead, pick it up.
Tell you what, I'll let you hold the gun on me before I do anything.
They'll catch you. Yeah. Sure. So what? Pick up the gun! Put it in my face. Right there. That's good. You know what to do. Now do it. Squeeze the trigger.
John Ryder continues to torment this man.
God. You useless waste.
After Nash tragically became the next victim of John Ryder, Jim Halsey was examined the next morning.
I can't tell you how sorry I am for you, son. Anything I can do for you? When you're finished here, you should probably go see a real doctor and get a complete checkup. We all know there's nothing you could do.
Who is he?
We don't know. No prison record, no driver's license, no birth certificate. We ran his prints through the computers. We came up with nothing. Now, I know that we'll find something, but right now, I don't even know his name.
How do you feel?
Tired. You can't see us or hear us.
I want to talk to him. What's your name? Come on. Come on. What's your name? Do you have a name?
John. What'd you say?
His name is John Ryder. Do you have a police record? Where are you from?
Disneyland.
How long do we have to play this game?
Y'all give me a minute.
All right, that's enough there. Bad idea. Thanks. Watch yourself.
As the sheriff is preparing to give Jim a ride, and as Jim Halsey looks on as John Ryder is being escorted to prison, John Ryder looks back at him and gives him a sly look. Somehow Jim Halsey knows that this isn't over. The scene then shifts as John Ryder is being escorted to his new home. The scene then shifts back to Jim Halsey. He is not feeling good about the situation with John Ryder.
Are you okay?
He senses something is going to go wrong.
You'll never hold him. All right, you listen up now. You listen good, son. There's something strange going on between the two of you. I don't know what it is. I don't want to know. But I'm telling you, he is in our hands now. Whatever happens to him, it won't be decided by you. It doesn't have anything to do with you anymore. Okay?
Stop the car.
You're not going to use that thing.
Stop the car and don't do anything stupid. Something I gotta do.
No, you don't know what you're doing.
Yeah, I do.
Nash then leaves the lieutenant safely on the side of the road, determined to end John Ryder.
Hi, kid. God! Come on.
With our experience with John Ryder, whenever you count him out, he bounces back. However, this time, Jim has a plan and takes him out. It appears that Jim Halsey should have taken his mother's advice and not picked up hitchhikers. Thank you for watching the video. We hope you enjoyed the review of The Hitcher, the 1986 version starring Rutger Hauer, C. Thomas Howell, Jeffrey DeMund, and Jennifer Jason Leigh. Please like, share, and subscribe to Where in the World is Frank and Gina? And always remember, it's extremely dangerous to pick up hitchhikers. Please consider contributing to our channel. God bless and take care.